right?
Yeah.
So it means that this is number 1 of 395, and if it's like number 18 of 395. Now that's different. That's different, okay? So this is simply talking about when the posters, there's 395 posters made, this is number 18, right? Okay? But when you're talking about 1 of something, you can say maybe there's 20 students in class. You can say she is 1 of 20 students in class. So it just means that it's 1 out of that number, okay? So. Any other phrases or vocabulary you heard? New ones from this week? So, yeah, right? Correct. All right. Any other vocabulary words or bus?
No. Canvas.
Can't spell it?
Canvas.
Canvas.
Yeah.
Canvas.
Class. No.
That.
Yeah.
So this, it has 2 meanings. So a canvas is like a painting. The painting has like a fabric stretched over it, right? And then they paint on that. That's canvas, okay? So you paint on a canvas, but at school we have a program. It's an app or a website that we go to create classes for our students. So if the students need to look at Canvas, it's talking about the website. So it's like it's like, I don't know, kind of like Google Classroom maybe, or like, what would it be? It's just an online classroom, right? Online classroom. So, and the reason why they use the word canvas, I believe, is because you can create, this page for them to look at, like an artist paints, right? They always choose names that are kind of interesting. It'd be boring if they just called it online classroom,
So what's not verification? Not verification. NOTFLNCML. Okay.
Notification.
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 It's notice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Notification. Notification.
So notification.
It's a noun. It's a noun.
It's a noun.
Notice is a verb.
Notice can be a noun or a verb.
Uh-huh.
It can be both. Notify. So notification comes from. There we go. So notification comes from the word notify. So this is the verb form, right? To tell someone. I'm going to notify you that my birthday is November 18th. Don't forget. Okay?
Notice.
So
Notification. Notify.
basically, notify, it turns into notification, which is the noun of it. So the notification would be the email. That's the notification. Okay? Or, let's see, a poster on the wall telling you that there is the PTA food fair. That's a notification, right? The poster saying October, what is it, 20th? The food fair is going on. That's a notification, right? Okay? So that's the physical object, it's the noun, it's the thing of notify, to tell, right? Okay, tell someone something. Alright? Any other words?
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Didn't I tell you guys that one?
Fake it. Till you make it.
Oh, yeah.
The
I told you about this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Fake
yeah,
it till
yeah.
you make it, right? It's pretend to fake something. So to pretend you're good at something until you actually become good. Right? So you fake it. So I pretend I know how to speak Chinese when I'm in a taxi. 我要到谢广3月。这么那么厉害啊！你会讲中文吗？ I just told you to take me to Shinkan Mitsukoshi. That's all. You know? But I fake it, right? I can speak 一点点. But I faked it until I made it, right? Now I can have conversation. But before I didn't. But I would still try, right? So you try and you pretend like you're still, yeah, I know what I'm doing, until you become good. So hello? Yes? Yeah? There was no 6th grade, but I'm actually in the middle of teaching a class for this course right now, so. Yeah, it's all grade 7, 8, girls and boys. No problem. Bye. So, you gotta try something and pretend to be an expert at it. You know, expert? It's like a master, right?
expert.
So be an expert until you become one.
Come.
Okay? So, an easy way to say it, some people pretend they're a Yo Qianren until they become Yo Qianren, right? So they buy like flashy jewelry, they buy like, it's all fake, right? But they meet all the other rich people, they're like, hey, how's it going? Hi, nice to meet you, hey, yeah. And then eventually, maybe one day, they become rich, Okay? But before they pretend. But nailed you. Right? Okay? So that would be a fake it till you make it circumstance. Okay? Fake it till you make it. And this means until. We're
Until.
saying till.
Till.
Yeah. Okay?
Until.
Anything else?
Until.
Fritter.
Fritter? F-R-I-T-T-E-R?
Yeah.
Fritter. It's just like a pastry. A pastry is like cake, donut, bun, fritter, an apple fritter. It's kind of like a pie, isn't it? Right? So,
Fritter.
yeah, bacon and cheese. Like, it's just like, it's something to do with bread, and sometimes it can have fruit, sometimes it can have cheese. It's just like we would call it a pastry. It's a type of pastry. Okay? So, with fruit or meat, or cheese. Okay? So, fritter. So, it's just a pastry. So pastry is like all those things, right? You know, you have a bakery in the snack area, bakery, you know, with all the mianbao and the quiche and everything. So we would call those pastries. It's like desserts, right? Ice cream's not a pastry though. It has to be put in the oven and cooked. Then it's a pastry, okay? And pastry normally is sweet. So like, you know, like French bread,
Yes.
baguette, right? That's not a pastry, that's just bread. Pastry is like donut or cake or pie, something sweet, okay? So that's a pastry. So a fritter is a type of pastry. Okay. All right. So can you continue going on? All right. For today. How to form a question, okay? So I'm gonna send these out. I haven't added you to the folder yet for conversation class. Oh. Why are you zooming in when I'm pressing the minus button? I know. That's strange. So silly. Alright, that doesn't make any sense, but. Alright. So, when forming a question, we know what a sentence is, right? A statement, sentence. Okay? So this is a statement, right? The teachers have treated us kindly. Okay? So, how can we change this? What is an easy way to change this into a question? How can we change it into a question?
Move the have.
Move the have, okay? What is have? What is that called? Do you know? Because treated is the verb, right?
Yes.
Okay? So what is have? Do we even know what that's called? It helps the verb, so we call it a helping verb. be verbs are helping verbs, right? Have, has, will have, right? Will have been. It's the smaller parts of the verb that are still actions, but it's not the main verb, okay? So they help out the main verb. Okay? So a lot of the times we want to move the helping verb. Where do we move it?
Front of the sentence.
In front of the sentence or in front of the subject, right? Okay? And what's the subject?
The
The
teachers.
teachers, right? So then it would become have the teachers treated us kindly, right? Okay? So we have to identify the helping verb. Okay? So you see the helping verbs. Have, had, will, would, can, shall, was. Okay? Those are helping verbs. Okay? So if you know a sentence, if you know how to say a sentence, you could change it into a question by moving the helping verb into the beginning. So the teachers have treated us kindly becomes
Have the teachers treated us kindly.
yep.
Kindly.
They had already eaten. Tracy, what do you think? They had already eaten. We have to move the helping verb. It's the darker one. So you move it to the front.
The teacher.
Had they already eaten.
Already eaten.
You understand? Okay, so find the helping verb, right? And move it to the beginning. So had they already eaten. Okay?
Had
Now, she will win the fight. Lily. Yes, will she win the fight? Okay? My cat would climb that tree. Anita.
Will my cat climb that tree?
Yes.
the treat.
A pie, don't worry about this, it's the typo. A pie can feed 8 people. Derek.
Can the pie feed
8.
8 people.
people?
8 people. Okay? We shall meet again.
Shall we meet again?
Okay? I was standing. Trisha.
What's that?
I standing.
Yes, okay? So we know basically that we need to move the helping verb into the beginning of the sentence. Okay? So, find the helping verb first. That's an easy way. Okay? So, that's one way that we can do it. Right? Now, if there's more than one helping verb, right? Could have been, I could have been studying. There's 3 helping verbs, right? So you just take the first one.
Could I?
Could I have been studying? Okay?
Have been studying.
So, for example, your brother has been growing quickly.
Quickly.
Has been is the helping verb. So what do we move?
Has.
Seen your brother.
No, not has been. Just the first one.
Has.
Has
Has your brother been growing quickly?
Yes. Okay. Has your brother been growing quickly? I could have been studying. Could I have been studying?
Could I have been studying?
That's right. Okay. So, now, if there's more than one word, or then one helping verb, take the first. Okay, take the first to the beginning. All right. Now, with this one, find a contraction.
For contraction.
Contraction is like right? Those sorts of words. Where it's 2 words, do not becomes don't, right? But the thing is that don't use the NT ones, right? Like don't. Find the contraction, and if it has a helping verb, like wheel is we will, right? So, how do you think that changes? Will we?
Will we be running all day?
Yes, will we be running all day? Okay, so if you see a contraction that has a helping verb, okay, take the helping verb out of that contraction and move that. Okay, so we need to look for helping verbs in contractions. Okay, now look at this one. Our boss hasn't arrived yet. Okay, hasn't our boss arrived yet works, that's okay. Or you can say, has our boss not arrived yet? Why do we do it this way? Why do we leave the not if we were to separate them? So hasn't, is that one or two helping verbs?
Two.
Actually one,
One.
because not isn't really a helping verb. Okay? So, the thing is with that one though, if you keep it together, it counts as one word, you move it all to the front. So hasn't our boss arrived yet? Okay? But if you want to separate them and make it into has not, not is the second one, so that stays. Has is the first. So that goes to the front. Okay? So that's why we has our boss not arrived yet. Okay? Alright. Now, so you need to learn to use does or do. Okay? Does or do. When do you use does? He, she, it.
He, she, it.
Okay? Right? And then do, I, you,
They.
they, we. Okay? And then what about personal or proper nouns, like a name? Does. Okay? So, you need to know when to use those. Alright? And you change the verb to its base form. What is base form? Do you know base form? It means dictionary form. Right? So not ing, not ly, not anything. Right? The base form.
Base form.
Okay? So run, not running. Okay? So, now, if the statement has a singular subject and the verb is simple present tense, does is added to the beginning. So, he cleans the bedroom. Yeah, okay. A year consists of 4 seasons.
Does a year consist of 4 seasons?
Right, so do you see how cleans becomes clean? Why? Do you know why? Well, it's a base verb, but why? Because he, shouldn't the verb have an S on the end? Yes, right? We need to have subject-verb agreement, okay? So, if it's singular, except for I, right? We don't say I runs, right? So, he, she, it. We need to have the verb. So we have the verb plus S or ES, right? Okay? Right? At the end of the verb. But the thing is that if we're adding does already has the ES. So that's why the verb, we can get rid of it. Okay? That's why. Because this takes the ES. Okay? So, my cat listens when I talk. Does my cat listen when I talk, right? Okay? Now, do. Okay, they greet their teachers. Do they greet their teachers? Okay? Do you notice what happens to the verb? Do we change it? Do we say, do they greets? No.
No.
It stays the same because we don't need yes. Okay? So, the protesters call for change. Do the protesters call for change? Okay? Just adding a do or a does in front of this the sentence can change it to a question. Alright? Past tense for both does and do changes to did.
Did.
Right? Okay? Now, the difference is this is ed, right? That's how we know it's past tense.
Past tense.
But just like with this, where we take the s off the verb and put it here, we take the d off of it and do id instead of
Did.
doing, right? So it becomes did.
Did.
Alright? So, he saved the cat. Did he save the cat? How about, here's one.
Spoke. Did she speak loudly?
Yes, okay? So you have to change that to speak.
Spoke
Okay.
to speak.
So you have to change it to the present tense. Simple present tense. Alright? Alright. Now, if there's a be verb, I am happy to see you. We just switch the be verb with the subject. Am I happy to see you? Am I? Okay? Of course. You're my favorite class.
Am I?
Okay, so you don't need to add any extra words, alright? Am, are, is, was, were, will, those are all be verbs, right? Okay? So you just simply move it to the front. My father will leave tomorrow, will my father leave tomorrow, right? You were happy, were you happy?
Were you?
Very easy. Just switching the verb and the subject. When it is a be verb, okay? So, there are more that you can do. So, if you want to add specific information, say that you have a be verb, right? Like, you are going home. You are going to the hospital. Right? So, when is asking what?
Time.
Time, right? Where is asking what?
Place.
Okay. How is asking what? The way you do it, right?
The way.
The way that
The way.
you do it, okay? So you can add question words, okay? So we have those basic ones in the beginning of how to change a sentence into a question, okay? And then simply by adding question words to the way that you change those sentences, will then ask for different types of information. Why do you think I put questions as one of the first things that you learn in English? Why do you think that's helpful? You can ask people questions. That's important for language building, right? What is this called? How do you say this? Where are we going? Right? How much is this? Very important. Right? Okay? Who are you? Who is that? Right? Why am I here? Okay? Questions are very important. They will help you. Okay? That's how I learned most of my English, or my Chinese. 这个叫什么？这个叫什么？我们去哪里？ Right?
Yeah.
Okay? So, basically, these are all from last week. We went through those. I think you kind of understand. Alright, so what I would like you to do is I would like you to find a partner. Lily, do you need to go? It's not 5. So, I would like you to find a partner and you need to interview them. Okay? Interview them. Ask them questions. Alright? In English. And you need to write them down. But don't think that you need to ask very hard questions. You can ask very easy questions. But I want you to ask, what are the 6 WH words?
6 WH.
We got who, what, when, where, why, and how, right? Those are the 6 WH words, even though we have an H word here, okay? So, with those, what would probably be the important ones? Maybe who, right? How, you can maybe say how many people are in your family, how many pets do you have, okay? You can also ask do, or does, or did questions, okay? I want you to think, you can ask what, you can ask where, why maybe, I don't know, why do you work here, right? Why are you talking to me in English? You know I don't understand you, right? Okay? So, I think those are kind of the good ones. I think why and when, don't worry about those, okay? I want you to ask 5 questions about your neighbor, okay? And don't think that you need to give really, really difficult answers. How many people in your family? You don't need to say, well, I have my mother, I have my father. You can say 5. That's fine, okay? And then if you want to say, my mother, father, 2 brothers, and me, that's okay. Okay, it doesn't need to be difficult. I want you to use your level of English, but you're going to ask your partner.
Sorry. I have to say something to you.
Oh, sure. Okay? So, and then you're going to write it down, and then you're going to change. They're going to ask you questions, okay? So, how about you two when she gets back? You two. Odd number now for today. She's coming back. So, why don't you join them? So you're with Trisha. Okay? So, and just think of simple questions to ask about them. Okay? And if you don't know how to ask it, ask your partner. Maybe they can help you figure it out in English and then write it down. Okay? Simple questions.
Who is your supervisor?
Ooh, good question.
What is your name? What is your name? Where is your birthplace? How did you get here?
How's it going? Ready now? Write down your questions and then write down the answers. Okay. And you can ask different questions. You don't have to ask the same question. So write down your questions first, your 5 questions, and then
It's a secret. Okay. 50 years old.
what do you want to ask? You know,
Happy.
What's your teacher?
No special hobbies, just like everyone. I like sleep,
your
watch TV. I sleep
Alright, real quick. There's you, there's your, and there's your. Your, this is your cup, right? It belongs to you. Your is you are.
are.
Okay? So remember, there's a difference between those two, your and your. Okay?
I ride my scooter to this. I keep myself out of trouble. Mary,
Yeah.
How many child?
How did you come to school?
I have 2 children.
You run.
One boy,
You ride your bicycle. You drive a car.
son and daughters. Son and daughter.
Okay, so you can say my husband helped me, or my husband drove me. Drove. Drive, right? D-R-O-V-E. Because past tense, because it was responding, right? It's not now, right? If you're on the phone, you say, oh, my husband is driving. But if it happened already, drove. Scooter, drove. We still say drove. I know there's like, what was it? Kai, right? Kai is car, is like ride, right? But it's, for a motorcycle, we don't say I ride a motorcycle. We still say drive, because it has an engine. We would say ride a bicycle. You could say ride a motorcycle and people would be like, oh, okay, but we normally say drive.
I'm 50 years old, so I hope my family, my wife,
Okay.
What is your boss?
Alright.
What's your
When do.
when do you leave PhD?
our manager, middle our
Your job. Very good.
Okay. Alright. So. Ooh, this is really bad. It's very small.
leader.
Alright, so I want to talk about briefly parts of speech. Okay? With parts of speech, we have noun, right? What's a noun? What's a noun?
Object.
Object? This is what we always say. Person, place, thing, right? So, person, right? Place,
Place,
thing,
thing,
idea. Those 4 things. You can also add animal. Sometimes people add animal. But some people think thing, animal can be the same. Okay? So, when I learned person, place, thing, idea. Okay? So repeat that. Person, place, thing, idea.
idea.
Person, place, thing, idea. Okay? So that's a noun.
No.
And I'll put animal underneath thing. Okay? I know animals to me, they're not things. Because I have a dog and she has emotion. Looks at me when I go to work. Okay? So, yes. Pronoun is also a part of that. What's pronoun? Give me an example of pronoun.
He,
It, he,
he,
she, I, you, we, they,
They,
right? Okay? Those are pronouns. Okay? Adjective. 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 What is an adjective? Beautiful. Happy. Blue. Big. Light. Okay? What does it describe? It changes what? We say it modifies. Modifies just means it changes. Okay? Modifies. Okay? So, to modify something means to change it. Okay? So, I can write that over here.
Modifies.
Okay? To change something. So, it modifies nouns or pronouns.
Fies.
Okay?
Nose. Pronouns.
Okay? Verb. What's the verb?
Action.
Action, right? Okay? Adverb.
Adverb.
Modifies what?
Modify verb.
It modifies verbs or adjectives. Okay? It can modify verbs or adjectives.
Adjectives.
Okay? Most of the time it modifies verbs. Okay, so it changes verbs. Walks, what? How can someone walk? Slowly,
Yeah.
quickly,
Quickly.
sadly. Right?
Sad.
Okay? Sadly.
Sadly.
Right? Walking sadly. Walking happily. Right? Okay? So, a lot of times, many times, ly is at the end of it, right? Quickly, sadly, right? Funnily. Okay? Preposition. Do we know a preposition? What's some prepositions?
On, in,
On, in, above,
or behind.
next to, behind, in front of. Okay? Huh? Between? Yep.
Between.
So they talk about location
Location.
or they talk about time. Before, after, during, while.
Location.
Okay? So it talks about location or time. Alright? Conjunction.
Conjunction.
Think of
And.
fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Right? Fanboys. Okay? And we also have interjections. So, interjection would be like, hey! Ouch! Why? Shows emotion. Okay? Okay? So those are the parts of speech. Alright? So I want to talk a little bit about commands. What's a command? You know command?
Command.
A command.
Order.
It's an order to tell someone to do something, right?
Tell someone to do something.
Right? Ah, this is so tiny. I'm sorry, I forgot to increase it. Maybe if I turn off one of the lights, might be okay. Okay, so to give a command, you tell someone to do something like stop running, quiet, eat your food, walk, go to the office. Right? Okay? So the imperative form, many times, it is just using the verb. Okay? Quiet, stop, sit, run, eat, speak, walk, write, stand. Okay? That's very simple command form. You just use the verb. Okay? Stop talking.
Stop.
Listen. Right? Many times my mom, shut up.
Shut up.
Okay? So just using a verb is a very easy command form. Okay? The next step is to add additional information. Sit. Well, where do you want them to sit? Right? Sit here. Sit over there.
Here, over there.
Go sit in the office. Right? Sit down on the bus. Okay, so giving a location. Okay? Run back home. Eat. How? Slowly. Eat slowly. Okay? Giving a command doesn't need to be angry. Right? Sometimes it's, hey, eat slowly. Okay? Speak quietly. Walk faster. Write your homework. Stand up. So, just adding a little bit more information to it. You want to add what? What are those? What do they modify? Okay? Now, you can either add an object, right? Another noun, or you can add a preposition, or you can add an adverb.
The verb.
Okay? So adding a preposition, a noun, or adverb.
The verb.
Okay? So you wouldn't say run blue. Right? Not adjective, adverb. Okay? So, what information to add? So how do you know what? How do you know what to add? Well, ask yourself those questions. Right? Who, what, where, when, why, which, how. Okay? Those are the, I also added which in there. Which, okay, that's talking about, right?
Which one?
Which one, okay? So, if you're trying to give a command, eat what? Eat your sandwich. Eat how? Eat quickly. Eat where? Eat in the lunchroom. Eat when? Eat now.
No.
Okay? Eat why? Doesn't work.
How to eat?
Okay? Huh?
How
Eat.
to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat with your chopsticks, right? Eat with your fork. Eat with your hands. Okay? So, not every question will work, but by simply asking that question, it will tell you, right? Eat what? Eat your vegetables, eat your cake, eat some yellow candy, walk how and where, walk faster, walk slowly, walk in the hallway. Okay? So, asking those questions to put with the verb can give you the command form very easily. Okay? So verb first, other information afterwards. Okay? Now, sometimes you get stuff like speak up. Hello?
Speak up.
Right? Doesn't make sense. Okay? Those are colloquialisms. Right? Prepositional phrases is what they call them. Sit down. Okay? What's another one? I can't think of anything right now. But speak up is a prepositional phrase because it's not saying for you to go like this, but it's talking about the volume, right? You can say speak louder, okay?
Speak louder.
But speak up also works, okay? Now, practice adding information. Now, it's not in here, I forgot to change this. Alright, so I'm going to say a verb, and I want you to add information to it. Okay? So, we'll figure out a command for something. Alright, so if I say run, and I point to you, you can say run faster. So don't just say faster, say run faster.
Run.
Right?
Run.
Okay?
Run faster.
Alright, how about speak? Speak up, okay.
Speak up.
Eat. Eat fast, okay. Write.
Right.
Right.
Write down your homework.
Okay, good, Bridget.
Write down here.
Write your homework, okay? How about stop?
Stop here.
Anything, it's okay. Just
Stop.
try.
Stop. S-
I'll give you a little
Stop
bit.
here.
I'll give you a little bit. How about, tell me. Tell me. Shh. Tell me how. Okay, sure. All right. How about line? Line up. Line up. Or how about walk?
Faster.
Walk faster. Okay. Come on. Walk faster. Right. Okay. Type. Type.
Type slowly.
Type slowly. Don't you want to type quickly? Okay. All right. So adding information. How about clean? Clean. Clean up. Yeah, that one works. But now clean up. Add more information. Anything. Clean slowly? Okay, sure. Alright. How about dance? You can change it. You can change it to not doing it. No dancing where? No dancing in the classroom? In the hallway? There you go. No dancing in the hallway, right? Okay? So, negative commands. Do not plus a verb. So a lot of times don't. Okay? Yes, you can say do not, but most of the times you'll hear don't. Okay? Don't tell me what to do. Don't write in your book. Don't look at your test. Don't yell at each other. Right? Okay? So do not plus the verb. And then adding more information. Alright? When we tell someone to do something for us, we'll use the command. So to be polite, we'll add please or thanks or thank you to the command. Grab me that pen, please. Okay? Write down your name and phone number. Thanks. Alright? Walk slowly, please. Come back at 7 p.m. Sorry. I didn't write sorry up there. Okay? Wash your hands. What do you think would be good after that to make it polite? Wash your hands, please. Now, could you say, please wash your hands?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so it can go at the beginning or the end. Okay? Mop up that spilled milk. Thanks. Call back after lunch. Okay? So when we want to tell a list of things, we will add sequence markers. So first, then, after that, finally. Okay? So first, walk upstairs. Right? You see the verb walk. Sorry, I know this is small. First. Right? Walk upstairs. Okay? Then turn right down the hall. Okay, so turn right is the verb. Okay, and then down the hall. Okay? So next, walk past the artwork. Okay, so walk and then past to go by it, right? After that, you will see a door on your right. Now this isn't a command. This is saying you'll see something. Okay? Finally, open the door that says human resources. Okay? This was directions from the old classroom to get to human resources. I should have changed this one. Okay? But that's how you do it with directions. Okay? You give a first, then a next, then a then after that, okay? In your steps. Okay? First, then, next, that's okay. Those three, that's all you need to know. If you say first, second, third, it's kind of strange if you're giving directions somewhere. Okay? So, if you're cooking, first boil some water. Okay? Then put coffee grounds into the filter. Next, pour the hot water through the filter. After that, the coffee is ready to drink. Finally, you can drink your cup and mix it with milk or sugar. Okay? So,
First,
directions.
then next.
We don't have enough time to do that. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll go over this again in the beginning of class next week. Alright? And we would work on doing directions. Now I don't mean directions how to get somewhere. I don't only mean that. I mean also steps, directions to do something. So the homework that I'm going to give you this week will be, I want you to think about doing something easy. Make a cup of coffee, make your bed, feed your dog, anything. Think of directions, and I want you to think of doing it in 5 steps. So first, then, next, after that, finally. So you can write these down if you want to remember. Okay? And then in the beginning of class, next week, we're going to work on doing directions, giving directions. And think of command form. I want you to write it in command form. So what is command form? Verb plus extra information. Okay? So write it in command form. It's very easy. Verb, extra information. Extra information, ask yourself how, where, when, who. Okay? And 5 steps, something easy. Alright? And I'll save the idioms for next time. Okay? So, any questions about commands? Pretty simple, straightforward, saying a verb, adding information. Any other questions about this week?
What the difference between stop running, stop to run?
Stop to run?
Yeah.
Stop to run, we would say start to run. To start to run.
Start to run.
But stop to run, we wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Because it's stop is a verb
Yeah.
and run is another verb. So stop to run, that's like a verb, and they're both different.
Yeah. So
Right? It's like saying cry to smile. Right? So cry to smile. Right? You know what I mean? It's opposites. So we wouldn't use those together. We wouldn't use stop to run.
cry cry to smile means
There's not, we wouldn't use it.
the same time.
No, yeah. So we wouldn't use it because it's giving 2 commands. It's stop, but it's not even giving command because to run is not command form. It's not the base verb. It's an infinitive.
Yeah.
So, we just wouldn't say stop to run.
So in this example, we use the stop running.
Stop running.
Stop running.
Yeah. Stop running.
How about stop, don't running, stop, don't run.
Stop, don't run. Yeah, you can say that. But to, we wouldn't say to. Because that's the wrong, yeah, it just sounds very awkward and it sounds confusing.
Yeah.
Right? So you can say stop, don't run, or you can say stop running, or you can say don't run.
Don't run.
Yeah. But we wouldn't say stop to run.
Don't have the ing right now.
Yeah, if you just have so if you're putting 2 verbs together, it wouldn't be to whatever. It wouldn't be stop to cook. It sounds odd. Stop cooking.
Stop cooking.
Yeah. Okay. So if it's 2 verbs for the command form, and you're putting them together, the second verb needs to be progressive tense. So ing.
ing.
Yeah. Okay. So stop running. Okay. Stop walking. Stop speaking. Okay. We wouldn't say stop speak. It would be stop don't speak. So if you have
Don't
don't
speak.
in there or do not,
Don't
then,
speak.
Yeah. Okay. And it's both the same meaning. Okay. Any other questions?
Be quiet is command.
Yes. Be quiet is a command. Because be is actually a helping verb. Right? So it's considered part of the verb phrase.
So also we say no running is okay.
No running is okay. Because you're just making it a negative. Because the command would be, if you were to say run, right, you're telling them to run, but you wouldn't say running, because people would be like, what, where? Because it means it's already happening, right? So if you want to make it negative, no running, means that it's already going on, and you're telling them to stop doing it. So you make it a negative plus the ing form of the verb. No running is okay. Alright. Any other questions? No?
So next class we have to make the sentence, put it in.
Yes.
Was in your sentence.
Yeah. And don't think complicated. Don't think it needs to be this long sentence. Just command form, verb, plus a little bit of extra information. Okay? And I want to hear what directions you give me. And it can be very easy. Right? Making a cup of tea with lemon, riding a bicycle, walking your dog, getting ready in the morning for work, going to watch a movie at the theater, playing your favorite sport, cooking, anything. It doesn't even have to be these. These are just ideas. Okay? So you choose what you want to talk about, but make sure it's simple. Don't talk about doing, building a rocket ship to go to the moon. Like, that's complicated. Okay? So think of something very simple. Alright? You are good to go.
Also, be quiet, be happy, be strong.
Those are all commands. Because be, like I said, is part of the verb phrase. Okay? Be is a helping verb. So when you're saying, you're telling them to be that way. Okay? So be what? Be happy. Be
strong.
Okay? And actually, no. Be is the verb. Happy, strong, that's the adverb. So that's extra information. Okay? Alright? I'll see you next week then.
Well, we added the to the second verb.
To the second verb? You don't. No. Yeah. Not for a command form. Don't include to, unless it's talking about to the store, right? If you're using it with a noun and using it as a preposition, okay? If you're using it with a verb in the verb form, don't use that in a command form, okay? Sure. Okay?
The students in school is not allowed to use the bicycle in campus. So I try to warning them. Should I say don't use the bike here, or don't
works.
ride your bike here?
Yeah, that works too. Both are okay.
Also okay.
Yeah. Use and ride are fine for it. So
And skateboard.
same thing. Don't use your skateboard here. Don't ride your skateboard here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are fine. You can go. Don't worry. If you're good, you can go. You're good to go. But yeah, use or ride is both okay with that. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have some question.
Sure.
In
make a mess. And then
Mm-hmm.
we want them to straight up the chair and up to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So how to speak in properly straight up the chair.
No, not straight up. I would say like put your seat up. So
Put
Um,
your seat up.
yeah, because put would be the verb, right? To put something somewhere, right? And I know it seems weird because to put marker, that's also put, right? But you're talking about putting it back
Yeah.
to its place. So you just say, put your seat, you could say up